It wasn't pretty for either team. It felt inevitable. It always feels inevitable with the Chiefs. It just does.
Yeah.
They make the right plays at the right times. It's not going to be greatest show on turf. It's not going to be eye-popping numbers. It might not even be more touchdown passes and interceptions.
No.
But they just get it done.
Yeah, get it done. I mean, not that they lost the turnover battle yesterday, but, I mean, they're like the only team in the sport that has a winning record with Mahomes when they lose the turnover battle. They're just not fazed by anything. That's what's amazing. And they have this sense where I don't even know how to. It's really almost like they're the early 2000 Tampa Bay Bucks or Baltimore Ravens, except they have a superstar quarterback where we don't go, oh. Well, they can, the Bucks can never move the ball with, Sean King or Trent Dilfer or whatever else, right? Or the Ravens can't do it with Trent Dilfer either. Blah blah blah. Let's get Elvis Kerr back. Oh, we still can't do it. The Chiefs are this unbelievable defensive football team and special teams team where they just go, wait, but we have a superstar quarterback, and in those 3 or 4 moments of the game, even though our offense is going to be great, we're going to make it happen on offense because we got him at quarterback. It's crazy. It's crazy. They find ways to win. Right now, the 49ers have the disease of finding ways to lose the football game. But good game. I mean, hard fought. We know that. It was actually a sloppy game. It wasn't really high-quality football. It was turnovers and mistakes early on in the game, whether it was Ayuk dropping pass or Mahomes and Purdy interceptions. I mean, it kind of had a little bit of everything. It wasn't what you expected from two teams that were in the Super Bowl last year. But as the game went on, the Chiefs just are unrelenting and how they play and the physicality in which they play, and they just make all the big plays in the big moments.
Well, the Patrick Mahomes run, the 33-yarder, was the longest of his career, and it reminded me of that Titans AFC Championship in 2019 where everyone kind of gets a little frozen. They don't know what he's going to do. They don't know when he's going to throw it.
Right.
There's still that hesitation.
Is he about to step out of bounds?
There's still that hesitation to draw a flag if you hit the quarterback,
exactly
even though they say they treat him as a running back. We know what happens when you hit a quarterback. And then he just bulldozes a guy for the touchdown. It's amazing to see them win this way. It's amazing to look at. Like if any other year of the career for Patrick Mahomes, we look at 16 for 27 for 154 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and a 44.4 passer rating.
Yeah.
We'd say they lost.
No, I know.
We'd say they lost by 10,
right?
Not won by 10. Of course, Brock Purdy was 17 for 31, 212, 0 touchdowns, 3 picks, and a 36.7 passer rating. That's not the kind of closing argument you want to make for a $60 million contract. That's for damn sure.
No, definitely not. I mean, Brock Purdy's had a good year, but he definitely missed some throws yesterday. He was not on his game. I think, again, what really happens and what we see sometimes with the Shanahan 49ers is just when the run game can't dominate and control the football game, they're not the kind of team that where the pass game can always stand on its own and carry the football that team that way. And then there was no Deebo Samuel on top of that. And, of course, Brandon Ayuk got hurt. So that really hurt them in a game where they're trying to pass the ball and come back against one of the best defenses in football who like to play man-to-man and get in your face and really put pressure on you that way. And now you don't have your 2 best weapons, really your 3 best, and McCaffrey as well. That was hard. It definitely was. But, again, it just goes into the physicality of the Chiefs. That interceptions you saw in the end zone on that highlight right there, Karlaftis coming around the edge, kind of hitting Purdy as he throws the ball, makes the ball go off target. The Chiefs, again, another big moment where it's 21-12, the game's in balance, and they make a big play to go, wait, hold on. We're going to kind of control it here now. We've had enough. They make the play, and we just see that all the time from the Chiefs, and it's always somebody, but spearheaded by the great 15, we know.
And for the 49ers, Deebo Samuel had an illness. He left. He had no catches. Brandon Ayuk, Kyle Shanahan said it looks like they're concerned. Bad. It's a torn ACL, and they paid him the contract. And now how long is it going to take for him to get back to normal after the torn ACL? They need Christian McCaffrey back badly. We'll see when he returns. They've got the Cowboys next Sunday night on NBC and Peacock, and they've got to get it turned around. 3-4. I feel like if they find the gas pedal, they can still be dangerous.
Agreed.
But at some point, you run out of gas.
Definitely. I mean, their injuries are significant. We know that. These are star players. This is not like, next guy. I know everybody wants to say next guy up, but the guys they're missing are all-stars, are Pro Bowl players. So there is a difference there. And to your point and what you're saying, Mike, right, and we hit this a little last night. I know their defense is not the same. This is not like a dominant shutdown defense. Javon Hargrave out for the year. Dre Greenlaw's not in there. Hufunga's not in there. Charvarius Ward hasn't played as good as he did last year. So they're not as dominant on that side of the ball. And they need the offense to be explosive. They need McCaffrey back. I think he comes back this week from everything I hear there. And then they need Deebo Samuel to be healthy, especially now with Ayuk, who it looks like is done for the year. But, yeah, it's not going to be – they can just depend on the defense in some games when the offense is off kilter and go, oh, we'll find a way to win it 20-17 still. No, I think this is a year where the offense and Brock Purdy and his right arm are going to have to be explosive and kind of push the limits of the offense altogether.
Here's Kyle Shanahan on the loss that dropped the 49ers to 3-4.
There's no way to sugarcoat that. We got our ass kicked today. Lots of reasons for it, but those are things that they don't need to sit and think about today. We'll address all those tomorrow.
Psychologically, when you're the 49ers and you lost to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're in their head.
And now they come into your building.
Right.
And they beat you by 10
on
a day when they didn't play well.
Yep.
At what point, and I want to give professional football players the benefit of the doubt that they're not going to just say, screw it, what's the point?
Right.
But, okay, we're going to bust our asses here. We're going to get to the playoffs. We're going to beat the Lions if we can. We'll beat the Bucks if we can. We'll get to the very top. And then, look who's waiting for us.
Yeah.
The Chiefs again.
Right.
At what point does a team just say to itself, it's just not our year?
Well, I think any team that ends up playing this team, right, with the Chiefs, they kind of have that thought a little bit like, man, it's the Chiefs again, right? But, yeah, the 49ers are, of course, scarred by it. It is in their head. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I mean, again, I think you can just go back to as far as, what was it, the team press conferences on Wednesday or Thursday when they talked about they had to finally sit down and watch the film and do all that. That might be a little bit of like a teaching lesson for, hey, if you do lose the Super Bowl and you got that team up on the schedule, don't wait till the week you play them to watch that back again.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like it brought out some bad thoughts and bad memories again and maybe helped against the psyche. But that's hard to do. And maybe that's why you have to address it early on in the year. I don't know what it was, but the Chiefs certainly have a mental advantage over the 49ers in that perspective or aspect.
Let me just say this.
Yeah.
I got a ton of respect for Kyle Shanahan. I said not that long ago, grand scheme of things, 3-4 years ago, he could be the next Belichick.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to get a pedal on the wall before I feel that now.
Right.
But I just think from the standpoint of when you have a nemesis, there's two ways that you can deal with the nemesis. You can hide under the bed and pretend the nemesis isn't on your front porch.
Yeah.
Or you can figure out how you're going to kick his ass.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to embrace what happened to you and learn from it and devise a way, when you're up 10 points in the second half of the Super Bowl twice and you can't close the deal, running from it is not going to better position you to close the deal the next time.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't think they run from it. I don't think that's it.
And they hide from it.
Well, and I think to your point, too, a little bit, and this is, again, the magic of the Chiefs, if Shanahan was here, and I'm not going to speak for him, but he'd go, I didn't hide from it twice, and we were whooping their ass for 3 quarters, and we had them on the ropes, and that 15 just makes plays that are unbelievable, right? So I think there's a little aspect of, just like we've talked about with like Mahomes and Jordan and whatever else, it's like some teams go, wait, we played our best game. We did everything we wanted, and it's like 2 or 3 moments he gets it done and we lose, and it's just like it plays into your psyche that way, and that's where the Chiefs are phenomenal.
But whatever the challenge is,
I hear you.
You go to the lab and you come up with a solution.
Right.
Instead of saying, oh, God, I don't want to watch that film.
Yeah.
Because that was his attitude. He didn't want to watch the film.
Yeah, I hear you. I know. It definitely jumped out to me, too. I'm with that. And the 49ers are never one to back down from a fight. We saw that yesterday. I mean, even with a 21-12.
Oh, Trent Williams isn't.
Oh, you're right. Jeez. Yeah, right. He's got a nice right hook and left hook and everything else.
Don't punch helmets, please, kids, or grown men who've been in the NFL forever. If you're going to punch, and we say don't punch generally, but don't punch a helmet, for crying out loud.
No, I know. Well,
I guess that's its own punishment. Is he going to get suspended? Well, he punched the helmet. That's he'll feel it tomorrow. That's enough punishment.
Yeah. I don't know if he will feel it. A guy like that, they're made differently. I don't know if anything hurts them when those moments when the emotions are running high. But they showed fight. it was 21-12. They drove down like we saw right there. The interception happened. That kind of deflated it. When it got to that, and then the Chiefs again, their capabilities and where I'm amazed by them, and I know we talk about this a lot, but I don't feel like it gets enough attention because, whether it's the 49ers or the Ravens or Derrick Henry back in the day with the Titans, the Chiefs always answer the physical battle. There's the 49ers who are widely known around the NFL to be like, damn, they play physical. Damn, they got a bunch of crazy dudes like we talk about all the time. And there's the Chiefs that just go, so we're crazier. We're crazier, but some reason we don't get the credit. We're running the ball. We're chewing up the clock. We're converting on third down. They're not converting on third down. Our special teams made a big play. We find ways to do it in every which way. They're unreal. They have that feel of, like I said, it's Ravens, Tampa Bay Bucks, early Tom Brady, New England Patriots, where it's like, yeah, it's not pretty, but they find a way to get it done, and where they're different than the Bucs and the Ravens is, they got a quarterback that can make magic happen.
Let's hear a little from Patrick Mahomes from after yesterday's win on the current identity of the Chiefs.
I just don't think it's normal for what you've seen from us because there's not a lot of passing touchdowns. There's been a lot of turnovers, especially by me. And so I think it's just showing the versatility of our team. It's not just about me. It's not just about the stats and the light show and stuff like that. It's about playing team football. And I believe that if we continue to work, we'll get better offensively, throwing the ball down the field. But until then, it's nice to know that we have a great running game. We got a great defense. And we're able to execute whenever the time comes to win football games.
And that's what's amazing about the Chiefs this year. They have not looked great.
No.
And they're 6-0.
I know.
It's money in the bank week after week. Last year, they were 5-1. And they had their rough spot in November, and it was by Christmas when they got embarrassed by the Raiders at home that we were like, all right. So they could still start to leak oil. But
I think they know how to play this way a little now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's infectious. They've realized how to do it.
This is the way you win championships with this kind of a team.
There's
great defense and make a play when you have to.
That's it. I mean, I think you really kind of look around the NFL in a lot of ways. You see a lot of teams that are kind of starting to play that style a little bit. It's about teams and quarterbacks who can put pressure on you and make big plays in big moments. There's been a lot of games this year. I've kind of talked about this on my podcast where, the quarterback throws for 170 yards, but he throws for 3 touchdowns. And you look at it and you go, yeah, but those 3 or 4 big plays, that was the game. Those three big completions he had, whether it was a touchdown or explosive play or whatever. And that's where, even though Kansas City's not awesome on offense, they're very patient in running the football, which is crazy. Because we spent the first 17 years of this decade going, can Andy Reid be patient and run the ball? Now he's like the most patient. Now it's 2nd and 9, and you're like, well, damn, the Chiefs are going to run the ball up the middle and just try to get to 3rd and 5 and make it manageable and try to get a first down that way. That's just how they're going to play. But with Mahomes, even though they're a defensive team and all of that, the pressure he puts on you with his playmaking ability and his big arm and all of that, and I think they're accustomed to playing a little bit this way and have the confidence of like what you said, because they did it last year. They found the right way to play it the end of the year, and I think they're like, wait, we'll figure this out again too, and we're perfectly fine playing these ugly defensive football games that we continue to win.
They have lost Juju Smith-Schuster. We don't know how long he's going to be out. He had no catches yesterday, had a hamstring issue. Do they need to add someone?
I mean, yeah, but no.
The trade deadline?
Yeah, but I mean,
you're right. Yes, but no.
Yeah.
They'll be fine if they don't.
Exactly right. I mean, yeah, I'd love to see them add somebody and help out Patrick Mahomes and have a guy that he can look at. Xavier Worthy is good, but like you saw yesterday too, again, Xavier Worthy, a little bumping running down the field. He falls down. Mahomes throws an interception to start the 3rd quarter. So that's again, he's not that guy you can just go, we're going to make him our number 1 feature player on the offense. He's not, at least not yet. Maybe he can be that. But yeah, I would think they got to look at it, and maybe a little bit like you just talked about with the Steelers. It doesn't need to be a star, but they just need somebody that's good and dependable that can help the group out all together. They're trying to do it with 2 and 3 tight end sets right now, and that's cool. But at some point, yeah, I think they need a little bit more of a threat at the receiver position.
Noah Gray had 66 receiving yards yesterday, led the team.
Yeah.
Led the team.
Right.
Mahomes getting the ball wherever he can, whoever's open. He had that 33-yard run.
Yeah.
I was surprised that was a career long. I guess the one that he had against the Titans, if it was 33 or longer, it didn't count toward the regular season.
Right, because it's regular season. It might have been right around 30 or 29, and if you think about it. It was right in that range. I'm sure it wasn't much less than that. But, I mean, what? Well, the team that's undefeated has a quarterback that's thrown 6 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. If it was anybody else or anything, we'd be going, damn, their quarterback's holding them back. But we know out of the 8 interceptions, too, a bunch of them aren't really his fault. So it's like not that egregious. And, of course, we know he's not playing with a cast that's super talented, and there's going to be some mistakes happen. I mean, yeah, he threw 2 interceptions yesterday. This was one of them. That's tough breaks. That's just playing football. And then here's the other one that I talked about, Xavier Worthy. This is what people worry about with him. When it gets a little physical down the field, he's 168 pounds, so he falls down. You know, he's getting held there. He gets a little unlucky, but he can't shake it off. He falls. Intercepted. But, yeah, I'm with you in the fact that I think they need to find somebody at the trade deadline. Yeah, jab to the throat.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I was kind of surprised.
I
was kind of surprised. But Chiefs are unbelievable. They really are.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.